Relavo, let's hear it.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Lee, and I'm the CEO of Relavo, and we are a medical device venture that's changing the way that kidney failure patients receive treatment by making home dialysis safer and more accessible. Peritoneal dialysis, or PD, is a form of home-based treatment for kidney failure that offers patients better health outcomes and higher overall satisfaction compared to other forms of dialysis. PD is especially important now, as recent government programs like the Advancing American Kidney Health Initiative aim to increase home dialysis use from just 5 to 50% of incident kidney failure patients by 2025. Now, this is a really admirable goal, but the main reason why PD is so underutilized today is because of the risk of peritonitis. Peritonitis is an infection of the peritoneal membrane, commonly caused by contaminated connection points in the PD system, and occurs in nearly 30% of patients every year. Existing efforts to prevent peritonitis, which are based solely on education and patient vigilance, just aren't working. And this risk of infection is the primary reason why patients and clinicians just don't feel safe on PD. So to address this, we developed the PeritoneX, a self-disinfecting connection device that minimizes the risk of peritonitis. Rather than connecting dialysis tubes directly, patients will instead connect them to our device, which internally disinfects the tube ends with an antimicrobial solution. This Class 2 de novo 510K product disinfects after connections have been made and maintains a closed system throughout treatment, which eliminates the risk of secondary exposure to microbes and reduces the reliance on patients to be highly vigilant of contamination events. To date, we've developed a working prototype whose disinfection efficacy has been validated both on the benchtop and in animal models, and has demonstrated an ability to exceed industry standards for catheter disinfection. We've also raised nearly $1 million in non-dilutive funding, obtained full ownership of our intellectual property, and interacted with FDA to de-risk our regulatory pathway. With the PeritoneX, we'll provide current PD patients with higher quality care and allow more other kidney failure patients to experience the benefits of home treatment. With this, dialysis clinics will have the tools to safely meet these government goals. Following the existing PD supply chain, we'll sell to dialysis clinics who purchase supplies on behalf of patients using a monthly subscription model. Kidney failure is a huge problem worldwide that's growing at an increasing rate. With the new national attention on home dialysis, we estimate our US market to be north of $1.2 billion annually. The PeritoneX can also be easily adapted to other catheter infection or home therapy markets, including urinary tract infections or home chemotherapy. We are a female-founded team of biomedical engineers from Johns Hopkins University, and we bring experience from leading engineering design teams, working at top medtech companies, and as research fellows with the NSF. We're also supported by a fantastic team of mentors and advisors who bring decades of experience in the medical device space. We're currently raising a seed round of $2 million in preferred equity to complete product development and testing towards FDA submission by mid-2023. And following the completion of these milestones, we'll conduct a clinical trial that will evaluate the impact of our device's use on infection rates while pending with the FDA. This clinical data will be used to inform early sales to dialysis providers after receiving market clearance. And in parallel with early sales, we'll continue collecting post-market data to be used in a subsequent 510K request to FDA to expand our product's claims around infection prevention. We expect exit opportunities via acquisition by dialysis supplies manufacturers after either initial FDA market clearance or following the expansion of claims and initial commercial traction. So in closing, we are Relavo, and we invite you to join us as we reduce the burden of kidney failure and provide patients with safer treatment. Thank you.
All right, great job.
Congrats.
First question.
Y'all are so inspiring. Can you talk a little bit more, assuming you end up going down the path of commercialization on your own, tell us a little bit more about how you envision that unfolding, what some of the specifics there would look like.
Yeah, so in the dialysis space, the market is a little bit unique compared to other medical devices in that all patients are covered by Medicare. So we won't really have to actively seek out a new reimbursement code or reimbursement pathway, which really makes the process of commercialization easier. And dialysis is a pretty consolidated industry. So the way these sales would happen is either we would work with distributors and make sales at the corporate level to one of the large dialysis providers like a DaVita or a Fresenius. And then once we're on their corporate approved products list, it could be rolled out to all of their dialysis clinics, and patients would see no out-of-pocket costs associated.
What is the control infection rate versus the infection rate with use of your product? And if somebody is, infected, what are sort of the costs of that, right? Is it like just take an antibiotic and you're better, or,
Yeah, so right now, about 30% of peritoneal dialysis patients get infected every year. And with our device, we're specifically preventing infection caused by tubing contamination, which accounts for about 75% of those infection episodes. So in our preliminary animal studies so far, we have shown that in the experimental group of pigs with our product, we were able to prevent systemic infection in 100% of those animals there. But in the clinical case, when patients get infected, if it's a mild to moderate case, they have to pause peritoneal dialysis, go to the clinic, have their catheter extension replaced, which is an outpatient clinic procedure, and then receive antibiotics. In a more serious case, patients are typically hospitalized for 7 to 10 days, at which time they cannot be receiving peritoneal dialysis, have to receive some other emergency forms of treatment. And in extremely severe cases that cause too much peritoneal scarring or clinicians are concerned that patients can't maintain the aseptic technique needed to safely receive home treatment, they're actually forced off home dialysis and then have to go to in-center treatment, which takes about 15 to 20 hours each week.
Can you share the unit economics, just high level, on that $150 a month subscription?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that $150 per month, that's our estimated price point now, and that's primarily driven by by a monthly use cost of our durable electronic injector and then disposable units that patients will use one for each connection site. So right now we're looking at prices of about $150 per month for the injector, or $150 flat for the injector itself, since patients will use that for 1 to 2 years, and then about 40 cents per unit on the disposables.
Who are you guys looking for? The patient, insurance company, who is going to purchase these necessary from the equipment to the post-treatment, et cetera, even the subscription?
Yeah, so these would be purchased by the large dialysis providers like a DaVita or a Fresenius. So they purchase all supplies on behalf of patients. The manufacturer would ship those units to patient homes for use, and Medicare would then reimburse the dialysis clinics and providers for those expenses.
All right, that's it. That's time for this startup. Relavo, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Great questions.